In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to change the Xenon low beam lights on an E53 X5. Now these do put out like thousands of volts through the units that heat up and ignite the Xenon bulbs in the car. And so to avoid getting electrocuted to death or seriously injured, what you need to do is, number one, make sure there's no key in the ignition. So let's go ahead and take that out. Keep that in your pocket. If anyone is helping you work on the car, or you have kids or anybody, that would fiddle with the ignition and turn on the radio or something while you're doing this job, definitely eliminate the risk here by taking the key out, keep it in your pocket, and then also we'll go ahead and turn the lights off into the off position. Now on the 3-liter M54 6-cylinder models, the only thing you'll need to remove here is the airbox. And once this airbox is out of the way, it'll give you some access back here to remove this cover, which is held on by 4 T20 Torx screws. If you have the 4.4-liter V8 model, you'll need to remove the power steering, I believe. There's a reservoir that sits right here, and the DIY is a little bit different. Okay, so for the passenger side of the car, there's only one thing in the way that is stopping us from removing and accessing this plastic cover, and that is the secondary air pump sensor and filter here. So we'll just slide this out of the way, off of the rubber mounting point, and that's step one. And before we begin removing screws, let's just remove the harness that powers the headlight. We'll just squeeze on these 2 tabs, one here at your thumb, one here at your index finger. Slide the whole thing out. The next step is to use a T20 Torx bit, and we'll remove 4 Torx screws. There's one here, one up here, 2 up top, and 2 on the bottom. One beneath this plug here, and one directly beneath this access port for the angel eye bulb. Here's the 3rd screw. And that 4th screw is the hardest. It is down here right below where the plug is for the headlight assembly. And here's a look at what that position looks like. Pretty tight, but still able to get it done. With all 4 screws removed, we can now pull the cover off. Alright, that cover was really stuck on there. I had to really pry pretty significantly. But not to worry, if you get all 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's all that hold this on, and you're having a hard time prying on it with this plastic pry tool, it's probably just stuck with age. Okay, once again, here's a look at the back of passenger side headlight assembly. Here's the cover removed. Next, we need to remove the clip and the igniter here. So there's a safety clip. Pop this off. We're going to turn this guy. You can see there's instructions here, open and close. So we'll open this. Carefully remove it from the back of the bulb. If it gets unplugged, that's okay too. Last step to removing the bulb here is to push down on this metal tab. One on this side, There's one on this side, push down, come in and out, like you're scooping, pushing down and scooping it out to remove it out of the way, and then we'll pull out the bulb. And although I only had one of these Xenons burn out on the driver's side, it is recommended that you replace them at the same time in pairs. And here's a look at the Osram D2S Xenon. This is a 35 watt, has a 4-year replacement guarantee, and it is made in Germany. As always, I will have a link in the description below where you can purchase the bulbs for your car. And when you're installing new bulbs of any type, especially Xenon, be sure not to touch the bulb itself. You don't want to get any grease or oils from your hands onto the surface of the filament or the glass. That could create a premature failure. So we'll put it right in, just like this, without touching it, and put it right into the headlight housing. Now when you're installing this bulb, all you have to do is align it into the housing. There's some notches here. Align them to the ones that match to be sure that it gets seated flat into the projector. And what you can do that will help is just wiggle it around until you feel it align with the correct notch and sits flush. We'll reattach these safety pins. One there, and one on the other side. Next step, reattach our igniter here. Make sure that the plastic feet on the bottom align with the slots in the projector metal part of the housing here. We'll push it on firmly and then turn it into the closed position. And finally, we'll reattach the cover with the 4 Torx screws. And we'll save the tricky one below the headlight plug for last. We'll plug the headlight back in. And reattach our sensor here with the filter to the mount on the body of the car. Alright guys, that's how you replace the Xenon low beams in an E53 X5 with the M54 motor and the facelift version, so from 2004 to 2006 models. I believe the earlier non-facelift models are similar, but the steps may differ slightly. If this video was helpful to you, please click the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.